Mark, quietly, you've gone win, draw, win. Although Neil on Saturday said that it wasn't a great watch. That was his view.
You can have his view. A win's a win, and we needed it. We needed to, put distance, even more distance between ourselves and Torquay. You've got to beat people, no matter who they are. And I thought first half, I understand what you're saying. I thought we were average at best. I thought we just lacked a little bit of belief and energy, but I think that came in the second half. I thought the second half was pretty good. Could have had a few more goals. I thought we should have had a penalty. When Byron went down, I think he came on and made a bit of a difference as well. A win's a win, and at this stage of the season, we all want to be playing great football, but sometimes you've just got to try and get the points on the board.
It was a day when the bench actually made the difference, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Byron got a whack on Tuesday against Oxford and couldn't start. We thought he'd only got 25-30 minutes in him. I think you could tell from our first half performance we needed just an injection of something, and I thought he came on and looked really strong and bright and positive, and that's what I wanted. And I think that had a big bearing in changing the game. 15
months after signing him, are you still working out how to get the best out of him week on week?
Yeah, of course we are. But that's with them all. That's with them all. Byron's he's his own man. He's an individual that knows what he wants. Sometimes it's not what the supporters want to see. His body language isn't the best by his own admission. But that's Byron. It's not that he doesn't care. It's not that he doesn't work hard. He just sometimes does things that the supporters want to see. Your Russ Penn's rolling the sleeves up and charging around, but unfortunately Byron's not that type of character, and it's something I've had to sort of get used to is the wrong word, but you have to accept sometimes. He's our top scorer with 13 goals, and he brings different qualities to the team. We all want to see players pumped up and running around, but if it's not in your character, you're not going to do it.
I think probably 10 or 12 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, Wycombe were seen as a blueprint for Cheltenham in the sense of where the club would like to get to, and here they are now, struggling to stay in League Two.
Yeah, I say they're a decent club, they've lovely ground, and Gareth's done a decent job down there, but it's been a strange league this year. They've had a couple of good results of late that make you've got to be wary of them. Got to be. They're not a bad side. So I've seen them. I've also watched DVDs of them. They can be a threat. They've nicked some good results of late, like I said, when it looked like they were going to be sort of getting really dragged into it. But like Torquay, they're going to be scrapping, fighting for their lives. I thought first half Torquay just wanted it a little bit more than us. First half, just had something that they came out fighting, and we were just waiting for something to happen. Unfortunately, we got into half time without any real scares, but just thinking we can only get better. And unfortunately, we did. And we've got to start brightly tomorrow night against these. They've got some good players, and we've got to make sure that we compete right from the first whistle.
Gareth, I think, said after the game at York, which they lost on Saturday, was that they were well below par. So you would expect a reaction from them.
Exactly. We have to be wary of that. And Torquay perhaps got a good start because they'd beaten Rochdale on the Tuesday before. That's the sort of league it is this year. Torquay beat Rochdale and then we beat them. So we have to be mindful of Wycombe, but we also have to enjoy the little run we're on. 4 games unbeaten. We've been played some tough teams. Just try and win the next game.
And if you do win the next game, you get to 50 points, and then that just releases the pressure a little bit, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. We need another win at least, and but we need another win tomorrow night because it's our next game, and then we've got 9 games to go, and 8th place is a possibility.
In terms of selection, have you got any bumps from the weekend?
Yeah, we've got a couple, but nothing too bad. I think everyone's pretty much come out of it okay. It's the first time I've seen them like now, so we'll have a look. Wes spoke to probably 5 or 6 yesterday who just how they were, and I think we're okay.
David, half an hour on Saturday? Is that a good spell for him to have at the minute, or are you thinking about further than half an hour?
I think he's a player we need on the pitch as quick as we can, whether that's tomorrow, Saturday, the following Tuesday. I don't know. We'll have a look at him today. I don't know if supporters or yourself noticed, he worked extremely hard after the game Saturday. I want to get him up to speed as quick as we can, but unfortunately when you play Saturday, Tuesday and you want him involved in those games at some part on the bench, you've got to be careful with the work you get into him. So, myself and Ian had talked about giving him a good 25-minute blast with the ball on Saturday after the game, after playing half an hour, and he came through well. He worked hard. He was blowing, which I need him to be blowing, and I think that'll benefit him. Whether it's tomorrow, whether it's Saturday, we'll try and get the right decision.
Right, thank you.
Mark, you've been talking about 8th for a while, but you're deliberately playing down 7th because there's not much difference between 7th and 8th.
No, there isn't, John. But I think let's just aim for 8th, and we'll see where we can get to.
It's served you well so far, isn't it? Aiming for 8th because
we've
picked up.
So even I think we've lost 1 in 6, and that was just a mad 7 minutes against Chesterfield. Some great finishes. Apart from that, there weren't a great deal in the game. We'd started better than them. All of a sudden found ourselves 4-0 down at half time, but we responded really well second half. People can say that the game was already lost, but so we've won 3 out of the last 6 games, a couple of good draws away from home against 2 tough teams. Hopefully this is the run that we need to just keep getting closer to 8th place, and like I say, no one expects us to do anything, so let's not disappoint them. Let's go for 8th and just see what happens.
Yeah, it's definitely tighter this year. Do you think it's a poorer division, or do you think it's just
poorer? I don't know. I just think there's not a great deal between any teams. To be honest, I think you get problems when you play Torquay, you get problems when you play Chesterfield. It's been a strange league, for Southend not to have won in 11 games and to still be 7th. Well, people wouldn't have expected that to happen. It's not even as if they had a massive lead. I just think consistency of the teams. You look at it. We've lost. There's only 5 teams who lost less games than us. It's a strange one. It's been a strange one, but we just have to deal with it, and we just have to try and, like I say, our aim is to finish the season strongly. Our aim is to finish the season as well as we can, to give us hope and belief, give the supporters something to cheer about, and who knows.
Yeah, March has been a bit of a problem in the like 2 years ago. That was the only bad month you had really in a really consistent season. But this year it's been one of your best months so far.
Yeah, we're unbeaten, and we've got to make sure we stay that way. But yeah, sometimes you don't know why that happens. I talked in January, and I said I just had a feeling we'll finish the season strongly, and then we went to a month without winning a game, and you're probably thinking, what's he talking about? There's so little between teams at the moment, and we just have to go with it while we're on. While we're getting points, just keep picking them up, and it doesn't matter whether you play. Like I said, whether you play Torquay last Saturday or Scunthorpe next Tuesday, you have a chance of winning. There's nobody who's going to run away with it. The top 3 look as if it's going to be 3 from 4 or 5 perhaps, but even them, none of them are really making it theirs. And like I said, I think the team 2 years ago, I think, would have been top of the league by now. It's easy to say that, but it's been a strange season for everybody, and still, even after everyone's saying we've had an ordinary season, a poor season, whatever, still possibilities.
Yeah, you said before, right at the start of the season, that you thought Gary Roberts was the best player in the division. He's been named Player of the Year. Do you think you agree with that one?
He's been effective for him. I'm not sure he's played every. When he's been out on the pitch, I think he's been different class. I think probably a name that everybody knows and voted for. So fair play to him for that.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right, thank you.
You speaking to him?